Hello and welcome to another reading journal video. I'm very excited. I loved filming the first one, so I'm really excited to continue. I have done some spreads off camera. One of them is my book tracker / reading goals. I haven't completed the reading goals. I need to actually sit down and write the reading goals that I have for this year, but I have done this spread. I have also done my monthly tracker spread. I have pretty much done my trope tracker. I need to figure out the tropes and in what order I want to write them. I have finished Where I Went in Books and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I love how it looks. And I did also do Worst Book of 2026. Again, I love how this looks. And I did Best Book of 2026. I am planning on maybe adding some things here and here, and maybe also adding something here, but with Best Book, I definitely want to add something. The next spread is Audiobook of the Month, and I'm really excited about this. I'm going to use these papers. I love how they look. They are green, blue. I'm gonna have like this combination, and then I was thinking I'm gonna use these letters that I literally cut out myself, and it took ages. And then I have this paper that I printed, and I'm gonna basically cut little rounded rectangles in order to have, I don't know how to explain it, but basically when you're listening to an audiobook, when you're listening to music, anything like that, you know, like the phone has a little rounded rectangle that has the play button, it has the skip, it has your progress, that stuff. So I kind of want to do that with this paper. So I need to figure out which way I want them. I think I prefer this. It's not that big of a deal, but I think I prefer that way. I got a new glue stick, a new brand I mean, and even though it's a glue stick, it kind of gets wet. It gets very liquidy, which I don't know how I feel about it. I'm trying to find the best glue stick that I can find. Like, I am trying different glue sticks to see A, which one lasts the longest, and second, which one is the best. So I have never tried this particular glue stick before, but it's so liquidy and I don't think that it's what I need. I'm really excited to finish the reading journal so that I can actually go and fill the spreads out, because I'm waiting until I have everything finished and then I'm gonna go back in and actually fill the spreads out and write the books and all of that. You see that? That's another thing that I don't like about this glue. It kind of leaves these little pieces behind, and it does it so frequently, and I don't know why. Let me cut all of the excess. I try to stick them as close as I can because I keep all of the scrap materials. For example, I'm gonna cut this part and obviously this part, and I'm gonna keep them so that I can use them in another spread. So that's why I try to stick them as close to the actual page as possible. Okay, so now that that's done, I need to actually stick down the letters, which is gonna take me a long time because I need to write Audiobook of the Month, which is a lot of words. I'm hoping that it's gonna fit. I originally printed them so big. I don't know what I was thinking. I had to reprint them because there was no way that they were going to fit. And if I'm being honest, I still don't know if they're going to fit. I'm just thinking worst case scenario, I write Audio of the Month. Yeah, I don't really think that it's going to fit. I might have to write Audio of the Month. Do I like this? I feel like it doesn't pop off as much as I was hoping. Let me actually put them all in order and I'm gonna see. Okay, it doesn't seem like it, but I do think that I can make them fit. I will just have to squeeze this side a bit more so that I can have the off over here in the middle. And this is it. I don't know how I feel about it. I was hoping that it would pop a bit more, but I also need to have in my mind that I am gonna put pieces of this paper. Also, it's firstly T and then it's H. I think I'm just gonna go for it. Worst case scenario, I hate it and I cannot really do anything about that. I feel like I will not hate it as much as I'm thinking. I went in and cut the little pieces. I still need to round the corners, but the thing is, I hate using this thing. I really need to purchase another one because this is bad. It's not a good one, but I don't think that I have a choice. This is the only thing that I have. But I went and cut down everything, so I have 12 little pieces, one for every month. And as you can see, I have like this empty space down here, so I was trying to figure out what I want to do with it. I think on this side I'm just gonna stick like a piece of paper and call it a day, and on this side I don't know. So first things first, I'm gonna glue down this, and then I'm gonna start rounding the corners of these pieces. And I feel like this also ties in the letters a bit, and I also need to figure out something to put here because it's very empty. I don't know if I should do like a little piece. I think I should have done it under the letters. I think that would have been better. So now I need to figure out something else. I'm back and I did go ahead and print some other things. I printed this print thinking that it would be a nice one to go on this side at the bottom so that it's not fully symmetrical with this one. And then I also printed these things. So these are kind of small things to fill up any empty spaces that I might have. And I also did go ahead and print this. So I'm just gonna put these on the side and use them maybe for something else. I just just had to do one to realize that, first of all, it didn't look as good as it would if I actually did it on Canva and printed it afterwards. And also, it would take up so much time just sit and draw everything. So I just did it on Canva to make my life 10 times easier. I think this is what I'm gonna do. I feel like it looks good enough. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I feel like it's good enough. I finally finished the spread and I'm really happy with how it turned out. It took me a while to reach this point, but I'm happy with it. I did print an exclamation point in order to put it over here to cover up the gap. I did think that it was one of these scrap papers that was really small, so I did in fact throw it away. So at some point I'm gonna reprint it and put it over here, but I'm happy with how everything turned out. I really like the colors and I do actually like the letters that I chose. They don't pop off as much as I would like them to, but I think that it looks okay. I'm happy with how it looks and I'm happy that it's finally done because it did actually take me quite a bit to finish it, and I'm excited to move on to the next one. And also something else, I did actually put 12 little boxes, one for every single month, even though at this point I already know that in January I read 0 books and I obviously listened to 0 audiobooks, but you will see throughout my spreads that I have actually put a spot for January. For example, here in my monthly tracker I did put a spot for January, even though I know that everything is going to be like 0 because I didn't read a single book, but I still wanted to have it in here, first of all so it looks more symmetrical, and secondly because yeah, okay, I was in a reading slump in January, but what if I'm in a reading slump in June? How would I know it? I would already have stuck down the spot for it. This way I can just write slump and it is symmetrical, and I also don't need to worry about me having another reading slump and already having a spot stuck down for that month. But I'm excited to move on to the next spread, which is going to be my 5-star reads. It's not like a lot of things to do. I have the letters that I'm going to use as the heading. This is going to be extremely similar to my 2025 one. This was my 2025 one. As you can see, I didn't do that great, but I really liked how everything looked. I really liked the letters at the top. So obviously this is going to be a spread that I'm mostly gonna be drawing, but I thought that we could do the heading together. I don't think that I'm gonna do the drawing with you because I really need to focus in order to not mess it up. And it's also going to take a lot of time, but I thought that it would be fun to do the letters with you. 26. Yeah, so I will definitely have to do kind of something like this. I think I'm just gonna stick them down like this so that I have enough space to do the books. I glued the title down, so that's ready to go. This is my Series Tracker draft store and I'm really excited about it. I'm gonna use this paper over here and I do have the title ready. Never mind, I didn't have it ready. I need to actually cut it down. I'm gonna use these letters and I'm gonna cut down Series Tracker. Hopefully, I do have all of the letters that I need. It does have some double, so I'm thinking that I'm gonna be fine. Fingers crossed. I'm firstly going to stick down these two. The Series Tracker spread was actually one of my favorite spreads that I did last year. I loved having all of my series in one place and being able to see how far along I am with every single one of them. So it was definitely one of the spreads that I knew 100% would be in this reading journal. I cut one letter so that I can see how far along I need to cut the Dutch door. So I definitely need to cut it over here. The first person that I saw doing a Dutch door was Rachel Catherine. She was also the first person that I saw doing a reading journal to that extent. And I feel like after that, a lot of people started doing one. So I got so curious and I was like, I love trying new crafty things. So I did one. I did the first one, which was last year. And I loved the whole process of it. So I knew that I definitely wanted to do one this year, but I didn't know exactly what vibe I wanted to go for. But this scrapbooking sort of vibe is literally so great. I don't know how much I should cut from the bottom. Let's start with this much. Something else about Dutch doors that I think is really important is that you need to make sure that you don't have a lot really close to each other, because I definitely did that mistake with my previous reading journal and it really messes up with the integrity of your journal. So I would say be careful with that. Definitely space them out. I want to round the corners a bit. So now I'm going to stick down the other side. I'm missing a couple of letters. I'm missing an E and an R, which is really frustrating. I wish that I had actually seen that before printing. So that's the other thing that I need to print. But yeah, this is how it's gonna look. I am actually going to stick down at least these ones since I have them all, just to be done with it, because I don't want to leave it half. I am gonna write the actual series that I'm in the middle of at a later date. I'm not in a rush. I think I might do a video going through the whole journal and writing down everything that I need to write down in each spread. For example, middle. With this one, I'm gonna be writing down all of the series I'm in the middle of. I think that that would be like a fun, interesting video. I don't know how I didn't realize that I didn't have enough letters. At least I love how this looks, so that's something. And now that I have stuck down those letters, I can actually also glue down this part. I was waiting just to make sure that it doesn't need more trimming, but I think that we're good. I do like to stick it down because otherwise I feel like this is way too much empty space. I know that some people will just cut it and use this paper too, but because my journal has really thin paper, I think it's 100 GSM, which is what I want. That's why I chose it. I prefer to just stick the full page and then stick this on top. The reason why I don't want a journal that is a higher GSM is because I know that I'm going to be sticking a lot of paper down, so I don't want it to get extremely thick. And something else, you will see that the previous spread, which is going to be my 26 books in 2026, it's a spread obviously that I'm going to draw in. So I have sandwiched it between a spread that I have full scrapbook paper on both pages and another spread that I have full scrapbook paper on both pages. And that's something that I like to do because otherwise whatever I draw on this will bleed through the other page. So that's another thing that I like to do. So yeah, this is this spread. I'm obviously gonna finish the letters once I have the two that I'm missing because I want it to be in the middle. I want it to be kind of like symmetrical. But this is my series tracker. I really love how it looks. I love the colors that I chose. And the next spread is going to be my anticipated releases. This is going to be a really easy spread. At least I hope that it's going to be a really easy spread. So I have these sticky notes. It should be 12 of them, one for every single month. So I decided that it would be fun to kind of have the releases kind of like they're sticky notes and then just cross them when I'm done. I don't have letters for this one. I think I'm just gonna write anticipated releases. It's pretty much the same thing as last year. It's just a different format. Instead of the little boxes, I'm gonna do the sticky notes. So I'm literally just gonna stick them down and that's it. This is definitely one of the easier spreads that I have done and I'm okay with it. I didn't really care about having every single spread look very extravagant, very intricate. And also the anticipated releases for last year, the spread that I did, worked perfectly fine. I was really happy with how it turned out. It worked for me. So if it ain't broke, why fix it? Also last night I was going through all of the spreads that I have left to do and all of the spreads that I have already done, and I realized that I am halfway through my reading journal. I'm actually over halfway through my reading journal. I think with the spreads that I did today, I am 2/3 done with my reading journal and I'm so excited to actually fill it out. So this is pretty much it. It's done. It was so fast and I'm really happy about that. So now I'm gonna write anticipated releases. Let me have my old reading journal just as a guide because I want to basically write it the same way. I remember why. I always print letters and I don't do it by hand. My handwriting is so bad. It's a bit painful and I'm literally just gonna go on top of them. It doesn't need to be perfect. It would be nice if it wasn't that bad. And I feel like that just gives something more and doesn't seem as simple. I know that this is not going to be the most aesthetic spread that I have ever done, but I still like it and it's functional and that's all that matters. This is the spread. I need to go and fill up the months. I was also thinking about doing a Dutch door for this spread, but I decided against it because first of all, it would take up a lot of space. And even though I really like the spread, I don't really go back to it that often because I am a huge mood reader. So I use this spread just to sort of see if I actually read the books that I was excited about, but it's still nice to have and see if the books that I was really excited about in the beginning of the year are the books that I actually ended up reading once they came out. But that brings us to the end of today's spreads. So we have audiobook of the month. I am missing my exclamation point, which I am gonna print and stick it over here. But other than that, we have my 26 books in 2026. I obviously need to draw the books, so I am gonna do that at some point, but I love the pattern that I chose for the letters. Then we have my series tracker. Again, I need to print an E and an R, but I love the little Dutch door. And then we have my anticipated releases. I like how this turned out. It's really simple. I don't know if next year I'm gonna do it the same way. We'll see. But for now, it's exactly what I had in my mind and I really liked how it turned out. It's simple, but it works. And that's all that matters to me. But that's all that I had to show you. I hope that you liked this video and I hope that I'll see you in my next one.
You give me butterflies when you smile and it feels so good.